within the cruise industry. And again, I think at the same time, it really comes down to the operations of the group. Crystal, that's where I was really more in charge of the hiring of the companies, and there was kind of bulk buying going on there. We knew we were going to use them, so we had a preferential agreement with them. It wasn't that there was like a fixed price, but because we used them so often and we were familiar with each other, we were getting pretty good pricings. And every time we would go out to another company to price check them, they ended up being a better price. So because of their global ability and availability, Crystal Cruises, it was more prevalent for us to use them. With some of the other companies, some of the larger companies that do what they call bus runs, where they're kind of hitting the same port over and over and over again. This is where some of the smaller companies may get a chance to get in and take advantage because they have a presence in the main ports where the ships are calling for the majority of the year. And in that case, they will offer a better price because, well, you're going to be hitting us at these ports for these 4 ships. So for these 4 ships, we'll offer you a lower price if we do the maintenance the majority of the time in this one port where they're doing their main operations. So it does come down to the operational profile. But Subsea Global has a really large presence globally. And so I know most of the cruise companies use them for a good portion of the works they do.
Gotcha. Okay. So they're the largest player in the market then?
Yeah, from my experience.
Yep. Yeah. No, I know there's different things in shipping and all sorts of different subsegments, but just focused on cruise for now, the cruise industry. So, okay. So who would come after Subsea if you're thinking about it from a size perspective?
The other main player that usually comes up is Hydrex. Okay. And then the other ones kind of fall in line after that.
So it's really those two, and then thereafter it gets much smaller.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. And Hydrex, are they the same capability, same scale, or same capability, smaller, or kind of how do they compare with Subsea? I know you mentioned earlier they had some interesting technology, but
similar capabilities. The coverage isn't as good though, as far as availability.
Okay. Geographic coverage.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yep. Okay. And is there any differentiation in the quality of the divers between the two businesses, or and generally speaking in the market, or is the quality of diver kind of the same?
I think the quality of diver is really doesn't change too much. It really depends. I think when it comes to normal repairs, it doesn't change too much. It comes down to more of the geographic location, because even with each company, the standard of service varies depending on what part of the world you're in. Sorry, it's not very clear. It's not a really clear answer. It mostly varies on geographical versus company type, if that makes sense.
Yep. Yeah. No, I think that makes sense. So, okay. So diver quality is for Subsea and Hydrex similar. Coverage is better with Subsea than Hydrex. Technology-wise, you mentioned Hydrex had a few interesting things. Is Subsea comparable in that arena, or is Hydrex ahead of Subsea there?
Yeah, actually, to be honest, I haven't really seen a lot of interesting products coming out of Subsea Global. I see Hydrex is really pushing different types of paints and repair procedures.